All right, so this one says, given that line A is parallel to line B, identify a pair of congruent corresponding angles. Now remember, corresponding means same side skip an angle. So let's find those. So if I look over at my picture, I'm just going to start with angle 1. If I start at angle 1 and I skip one angle, angle 3, and I end up at angle 5. So angle 1 would be congruent to angle 5. Those are corresponding. Likewise, angle 2 would be congruent to angle 6. And then we could also do these. Angle 3 is corresponding to angle 7. And corresponding angles are congruent. And then 4 is corresponding to 8. All right, so those are our 4 sets of corresponding angles. It also says identify a pair of congruent alternate interior angles. Well, the way I think of alternate interior is they're on the opposite sides of the transversal. And interior means they are inside the parallel lines. So if I look over here for my alternate interior angles, 3 is inside the parallel lines and its opposite angle is 6. So angle 3 is congruent to angle 6 because they are alternate interior angles. And then likewise, angle 4 is congruent to angle 5 because they are also alternate interior angles. Okay, and then identify a pair of congruent alternate exterior angles. Well, for alternate, we're still looking on opposite sides of the transversal, but this time, instead of inside the parallel lines, we want it to be outside the parallel lines. Oops, I just moved that up there. Okay, so if we check outside of our parallel lines, the angles that are outside are angles 1, 2, 7, and 8. So if I start with angle 1, the one that's on the opposite on the outside would be angle 8. So those would be alternate interior angles. And then 2 and angle 7. Now notice when I wrote these pairs, in between all of them, I put that they are congruent. Because we know corresponding angles are congruent. We know alternate interior angles are congruent. We know alternate exterior angles are congruent. We also know vertical angles are congruent. Those just don't happen to be up here. But those are some of our special angle relationships.